The reason why he didn't choose Bri in the pod was because she was friends with a lot of dudes. A lot of loser dudes, he said, but then I realized they a lot of loser dudes, so I don't even know what I was worried about. And I'm thinking, is this for real? Hello, my loves. Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. I am joined always by my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner. And you are on the Mamie Tapman Connor's couch. Take them shoes off, get comfy, because today we are chatting all about Love is Blind. How are you feeling today, Joe? How was your week?
Action-packed. A lot of good stuff, though. A lot of good movement. We got some stuff with Three Kings going on. We had a really big...
Tell the people what Three Kings is.
So Three Kings is a drum and DJ plus guitar project that I have here in Las Vegas that we recently got greenlit for a residency out here. So we in preparation for...
Tell the people where and when.
So the next one is going to be at the Durango Casino. To me, the hottest new casino in Las Vegas at the Bel Air Lounge inside of the casino. It's April 4th. So if you're around, you definitely want to be there. It's a good time. It was a good night. The first one that we did went really well. And so we're just trying to make this one bigger and better. We had a really big Connor's Couch week. If you haven't checked out our recent video, go check that one out. We shot with one of the guests from Ready to Love for 18 hours.
We definitely
the longest
did.
podcast ever. Go check that out. But it was a really good week. We got a lot done. I've been busting my ass. Shout out to producer Mike. He's been helping me get stuff done and keep stuff
Mike
moving
is killing it
too with our podcast. So we just getting bigger and better, and we appreciate you guys for
joining us. But I'm telling you, it was so good. We couldn't end it. Like, it was like...
We couldn't. It wasn't, yeah. And
it was natural.
Yeah. And so I think what you'll find is that out of the whole 2.5 hours that it was, there was no filler. It was all meat and potatoes, you know. So we cut down as much as we could to that wouldn't encroach on the bulk of the conversation, the meat and potatoes of the conversation. We had a really good conversation with Donna. We also have some really good stuff coming with the extracurriculars of Love is Blind, so stay tuned for that. So we've really been moving and shaking, and it's also a big thanks to you guys for rocking here, being consistent, making the algo do its thing, and showing us to different people, and even now the cast members. So
I know it's been like crazy. It's been crazy. And high key, it's all because of you guys, and just y'all lock in so good. It's not even funny. I can't appreciate you guys more, but I really need you guys. We're trying our best to get to 10K, and I'm trying to get to 10K fast. Like, I got like March is the beginning of a new quarter, right? The point is, by the end of the quarter, I want us to have 10,000 subscribers, and I think we can do it. I think we can do it because you guys are going to send it to your mama, your peppy, your granny, your whomever. Make sure they subscribed, okay? And that they listening, because I know we got some nuggets for everybody, okay?
Yeah.
But today we're talking Love is Blind. Another disappointing season. But we're watching it because it's also rather entertaining. And I think
somebody gonna say, at this point, I keep watching this show. I think at this point I'm the problem.
And I think what it is, though, a lot of times is that we're looking for the themes. Stephanie sent me something, and it was talking about how the dating...
Your friend Stephanie? Your girlfriend Stephanie?
My girlfriend, my baby Stephanie, okay? That's my girl.
Who honestly is who we were talking about when we said that...
She looked like Amber?
That Amber reminds us... Not she looks like, because Stephanie's way prettier than Amber. With all due respect to Amber.
She is.
Not that we said that Amber reminded us of somebody.
Even though Amber's pretty, but Stephanie's a different type of
Amber's pretty for 45. And you know what?
And Stephanie's an international beauty, and Amber is a Ohio 10.
I think that's accurate. But also, I appreciate all of the threads that I'm now seeing of people saying it ain't no damn way that Amber is 33 years old. because
we're going to stop talking about women ages.
I thought it was just me. No, when you lie on national television, we're going to talk about it. And I thought I'm appreciative of knowing that it's not like, no, it's no way this woman is 33 years old, but okay, cool. But that's what we were talking about. Stephanie is,
as a 25-year-old woman, I support her choice.
Oh, okay.
I support her, period. Okay? If she want to be 25, 21, 39, 109, I support you, Amber. Don't let these people out here trying to talk about you, what you look like. Them. So Stephanie sent me something, and she was just basically saying how, and it was a clip, and it's talking about how Love is Blind is like the modern dating scape. You have all of these women who are successful, have themselves together, own these things, are ready for certain commitments. And then these men who are like barely members of society.
So I'm going to reference Threads a lot today because I was in the comments, not in the comments. I was in the trending this week of Threads more so because Love is Blind was really like, it was just up there. I saw another good one that said, it seems like every season Love is Blind gets worse, right? And another comment under that was basically saying that it is, which I agree with, is the truth of the matter is it's just mirroring the current dating scene. So that tracks that it's getting, that if we feel like it's progressively getting worse, and it's just mirroring life. It's just taking couples from regular life and putting them on camera. It makes sense that we feel like it's getting worse.
I agree.
What I don't agree with our friend Stephanie was saying was this is not one-sided at all.
I think women have a different
women's
issue.
are just as worse as the men's on here. The diabolical. I think you could argue that one of the most diabolical people on this season is Bri. I mean, it is like before we even get to the people who didn't make it out of the pods, and we talked about the whole Kia, Kevin, and Tyler thing. Before we even get to people who didn't even make it out the pods, and we have our own issues with that little love triangle, Bri is one of the most insidious people on the show. I think that a lot of the diabolical things that we are seeing is true to life and the dating world and the souring of the dating world. And when we talk to these singles and when we talk to people that are on these shows, that are signed up on these shows, they are confirming these things. So I just think that it is a holistic issue across the board. And one of the other things that I saw on Threads this week that I really appreciated the comment was them saying, there was a thread posted by this lady, and she said, after watching 10 seasons of Love is Blind, I am convinced women don't like nice guys. And I commented on it. I said, I say this almost every week on our podcast, that one thing that I am learning is that nice guys truly do finish last. Because y'all don't want these nice guys. If we see a Jordan on the screen, he's getting ripped apart in the shreds and in the social media.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? But the diabolical ones have a long line of people standing outside of their door waiting to get in. And I think that's also something that is mirroring the souring of the dating world.
I completely agree. And I think we got to unpack some more of what is happening on this episode. So this episode opened with Bri and Chris still speaking to one another. In this, let me tell you something. She thinks that she's like having her moment. Like this is supposed to be like she's setting herself up for a Metro PCS commercial.
And that's not an opinion. That's a fact. I don't think that. This is why I reference Bri when I say some of the most insidious people from this season is women. It's Bri.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is somebody who is clearly didn't come on here for love.
Where this opens is that she's having a conversation with Chris, and Chris is trying to explain to her like, I'm the one that you should want to be around, be with, talk to, chat with. What are you doing with this zero when you can get yourself a hero?
He literally said you can drop this chicken dinner and get with a winner.
That's literally what he said. And she was, so to me, it was entertaining.
She was entertaining it. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I think even her denial of his passes was performative.
I couldn't agree More.
Somebody said another thread. Shout out to, I don't have my phone on me, so this is all coming off my head. Somebody also said on threads, if Bri met Connor and he was 6 feet tall, she would have did 10 weeks with him in the pods. And I agree. I couldn't agree more. I think that even the passes that were denied were only denied because aesthetically he may not be her whole vibe. But I do think that in the real world, all things being equal, she would totally entertain a fuckboy like him.
She loves them. This is my thing with Bri, and we can start to unpack her situation with Connor. Bri takes Connor to meet her family. They do all of this offline and everything like that. They did it offline because she knew she was not going to marry this man. So she wasn't going to put her family through that. And that is not a fact. That's an opinion. I do not care. Yeah. I mean, that's not an opinion. That's a fact. I don't care what nobody else says. She literally did it because she knew she wasn't going to marry him. That's number one. Number two, Bri is the type of woman who say, I need a man to take control of me. I need a man to tell me what to do. You gotta put me in check. Imagine being almost 40 years old. I'm not sure how old she is, but she looks almost 40. And you're saying that you need somebody to talk about, order your food, do all of these things. And I think there's a space for that, but you're doing it in a way to emasculate him.
100%.
And that's where you're not good. Like, you're insidious in that way. I find her to be the worst of the worst. And truth be told, they casted her because they saw it in her. She was literally.
Oh yeah, it's provocative. It gets the people going.
That's why they knew she would tear a man down.
Yeah, and I think you said something really poignant in, I think, the last episode, where you said, if you meet a nice man, keep him a nice man, leave him a nice man. This is how monsters are created, because all Bri was talking about is Connor being considerate of her and how she doesn't like that.
This is after Connor literally tears down the man that she is engaged to her face. I'm gonna tell you why she ain't a real one.
Oh, Chris
tears down Connor to her face. She says nothing. Then she's like answering his questions. Like, she's like, oh no, I would never go through this experience with anybody but Chris, which was lies and deceit.
It's a lie.
You're a terrible fucking human being. And the problem is, in real time, I haven't seen somebody this bad in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I had to make the caveat that, like, no, we're seeing on both sides diabolical, poor excuse for an adult human beings on these love shows. And we're seeing it from both. It seems like no matter what city, no matter what state, no matter what color, no matter what tax bracket, we're seeing diabolical people, men and women, on these shows. And I think that's what's really the takeaway for me, is that all of y'all are contributing to the piss that's in this pool. Everybody is contributing to it.
It is worse than Chris, because Chris is little. You know what I mean? If I was a little man, I would be angry too. Because at this point, you're a woman with a penis, but you look like a man. That's gotta be tough. You know what I mean?
Chris is terrible.
It's like, you're not even the good kind of woman with a penis. You know what I mean? Like the pretty ones.
Not the good kind.
You're like the terrible, icky kind. You know what I mean?
Chris is terrible.
He's terrible. And I feel like her even entertaining a 5'5" man who's angry and drunk says so much about her.
Oh, yeah.
It says so much about her.
The conversation just went on for way too long.
He tries to have a conversation with Jessica. And Jessica was like, what? He was like, well, you didn't try to, but then he tries to gaslight her in real time. Like, you didn't even reach out to me. And she was like, what are you talking about? I reached out to you earlier this week. Jessica, you a fool for reaching out to this man, but I'm not mad at you, baby. Me and Ayan, look, we're going to get together. We're going to give you a hug. We're going to get you through this, okay?
Yeah, because you had no business reaching out to him.
You had no motherfucking business.
But I appreciate you clocking his stupidity in real time when she was like, are you serious? Like, are you serious? I also appreciate her drawing the line of like, no, we're done. Because we saw, and I think it might have even been last season, Love is Blind, similar situation where I can't remember the names right now, but one of the women were dating this shitty version of a man. She was basically groveling when they saw each other at this point. Like they had broken up before this little
Mm-hmm.
mixer, and she was groveling like, "Well, I mean, you haven't called me, and you haven't done this," and he was a shitty person. And I appreciate that Jessica didn't do that. That Jessica was like, "No, we're done. We don't have anything else to talk about. You can do what you want to do, and I'll do what I appreciated that because just a season ago, this same situation happened, and when they met at the mixer, she was like almost begging for his affection. Do
Yeah.
you remember?
Yeah. And I do appreciate that Jessica was like not here for it. Like, boy, that ship has passed. Have a good day.
Yeah, we're done.
But I am of the belief that I need to create a service, maybe a text. I figure out how to code this, like a text message or a call service, where if you're trying to call somebody you're not supposed to be calling, I respond like, "Bitch, are you dumb?" You know what I mean? Are you fucking stupid, hoe? Do you remember what he did to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need more of that. Bitch, are you dumb? What would y'all even have to talk about? You've known him for 10 days.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Run, 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 run. You've been blessed enough with an opportunity to be like freed of this. Like, be done with that.
Yeah.
Now, he says to Bri, she was friends with a lot of dudes. The reason why he didn't choose Bri in the pod was because she was friends with a lot of dudes, a lot of loser dudes. And he said, but then I realized they a lot of loser dudes, so I don't even know what I was worried about. And I'm thinking, is this for real? This is literally what I was thinking.
I'm not really the stupidity that comes out of his mouth doesn't really surprise me. But
I was surprised.
I'm not. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And honestly, I'm ready to. I'm ready to. I'm ready for Netflix. Somebody going back to threads. Somebody also said my biggest gripe with Netflix is that they award piss poor behavior with camera time,
Ugh.
and I agree because and as I'm
Because
watching
Vince
this,
and Christine got to pay for their own goddamn
we won't
wedding.
see him, and it's simply because they're in love with each other or whatever, in like with each other, however you want to put it. That's the reason why. Because if he was calling her a bunch of funky dog head ass hoes,
They'd have been on the mic. They'd have been on the mic. Front and center. Front and center. Now, I am just done with Chris and his antics. And I need all women in the world, please say present. I didn't hear you. Make sure you leave it in the comments. Present. I want to hear present. Okay, all women in the world. You are to unfollow Chris. If you are following him, unfollow him. He don't deserve no pum pum. We have to stop sleeping with men. And these are, when I say that, I mean like these kind of men. He does this thing where he wants to make you feel like an idiot and then want to occupy your space. How can you do both?
you can't.
You want to insult me to make me feel like you're the only one who can make a good decision in my life, and then have me make moves towards you. No,
Yeah.
no, you want a nice guy. And I do believe, I say all the time, like, I do have a hard time with nice men and good men. I think my husband is the best of the best. That's my truth. Okay. If not the best, you know what I mean? But I do not want you all to have experiences like this. It is sad to me to watch a woman have to go through this because I can't understand what that does for you. Being a successful woman, and this is what happens in your brain. Not to say that your success and your love success should go hand in hand, but in your brain they do. And to be a woman who has been able to manifest things and have things come to fruition in your life, and then have a man who has nothing. Absolutely the fuck nothing. He couldn't hold a candle to you. Think he has the hubris to say these things to you and about you. That messes with you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That does affect you. And that's why more than anything, I really do like Jessica, and I really hope that it's not affecting her further, if that makes sense.
I don't think it is. I think the way she showed up at the mixer was proof that she knows that he's not worth the ground that she walks on, and that she's past this. I hope she's dating somebody else. I mean, she doesn't seem like the type who would have a hard time meeting people. I mean, despite how Chris would paint her, she's cute, she's
Yes.
educated, she got her shit together, she got all her teeth, and she's not 300 pounds. So I just don't. I don't think. I appreciated how she showed up and how she didn't play into his hand when he was trying to kind of feed her bullshit.
I agree. Kevin meets Kia at this mixer. Tyler wasn't there, but I'm calling this out because is it me or did Kia want him to be more annoyed about seeing her than he
I
was?
think he did, and I think she did, and I just thought that the energy that Kia had at the mixer was just weird. Like, why are we trying to make Kevin out to be Chris? Is fucking silly to me. And I say it. Talk about threads. I say it to people in the comments on threads. I say it on here, and I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all trying to make this man a villain because he had 10 days to pick a fiance, and y'all wanted him to pick her in 6 days, and because he didn't, y'all want to talk about him like he's Alex or Chris. It's
But
fucking weird to me.
that's
And Kia's energy coming in like she caught him in the bed with a mistress or some shit. It's just it's corny to me. It's corny.
what was corny to me was that it was self-righteous
It
because in
was.
truth that's a very good point to make. You all are so competitive that the idea that maybe you have to be the last person there for the full 10 days, you could not even stomach it.
And the keyword that you said was competitive. We can't pretend like this whole love triangle from Kia, Tyler, and Kevin isn't born from competition.
And it was, but not only that, he said something that to solidify for me that he is a nice guy because he said, not that maybe I'm using that too loosely for men lately.
No, but I think he is. And I think that's, but I also push back on the idea that because what we see a lot on social media and on threads is, well, he was indecisive and he was too meek. Like that could just be his personality. His personality could just be that he's not loud, that he's not boisterous, that he's not super opinionated, that he's not super aggressive. And we do this specifically with brown and black men.
Oh.
When they are not that way, they are rejected.
And that's why they date white women.
Zar, I was literally just about to go there. That's a video for another day.
That's why they
But
date
I
white
was
women.
just about to go there because I was just about to say, then when we see them migrate to another demographic, we kill them for it.
Black men are not a monolith.
Yes, and I don't like the process of shunning them for being who they are and being different and maybe not being like the majority.
Yeah.
Or just being uniquely themselves and unapologetically for it.
Yeah. I agree. Somebody asked him, how do you feel about Kia choosing him herself? And he said, as she should. And she rolled her eyes.
It's just.
Now, that could have been cut up.
I don't think it was.
But in the moment, that's what it went to. And that to me, first of all, you're not going to get me not to be on this young man's side. And not even that, I don't think there's even a side to be on. I think there's just what it is. You know what I mean? There's nothing to be upset with. Y'all, if you really want to go through the process, you should have just went through the process.
Right. The process of 10 days.
And the problem is that as black women, we do want to protect each other almost to a fault. And I know I defend my girlfriend's right to be wrong all the mammy tapping time. So I'm not even to a fault. So in truth, I get where Kia and Tyler are getting this much energy. But at the same time, I'm like, but in the real world, y'all have to be for real.
But that's what I'm saying.
We did this pie in the sky. Let's be in the real world.
Because the problem is this is not the real world. This is a world where you sign up to date multiple people in a blind capacity and you have 10 days to figure out if you want to literally propose to them for marriage. So to villainize this guy because he tried to go the full 10 days to figure out who he was going to propose to and to try to make him some insidious type of character in a Love is Blind sphere is silly to me and it's asinine. And then it plays into this whole performative bullshit that Kia and Tyler does post the show and even on the show, this self-righteous bullshit of like, you weren't ready for marriage because you didn't pick me fast enough. Yeah. What are we talking about?
And y'all weren't ready for marriage because
at all.
Could you imagine being triggered by somebody you've known for 6 days?
Come on, to the point where you crying and cussing them out and doing all this extra shit that you wasn't ready for this and all like it's ridiculous. Like they talk about him like he was clay. Y'all talk about him like he was, which is AD's connect, which was AD's connection. Ironically, she had him on the podcast.
Why should more black women need to be taking the AD approach? What she did was allow the universe to just expand for her. She just went through. She made a decision. She was going to do something. She committed to it. She said, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to follow through with this. And then I'm going to see what happens. And now she married with a baby in a whole podcast that's nationally syndicated. And you all don't understand that. The idea also that they bought them on that podcast was weird as fuck. It was nothing to talk about.
It was nothing to talk
with all due respect.
But you know what? It was more the posturing and performing. It's like, we got to stick together because these ain't shit. And I didn't like it because if you were being objective and watching this thing from a bird's eyes view, AD, then you would understand that Kevin is not Clay.
Yes.
And so this whole we got to be sisterhood of the traveling, them ain't shit. It's corny to me. It's corny because Kia and Tyler, as much as I liked them when I was watching them on the show, are not victims.
But not only that feeling of your penis jumping a little bit because you find these women attractive is literally what men go through every day. Men are seeing women, they're finding them attractive, and then they're experiencing them, and then they're like, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
And I don't cape for men at all. I'm saying this from a space of girlfriend. What's happening? What do we even want in life? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times we go out there, we date, and we have no roadmap expectation for anything, and it all goes to shit. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. And I'm hoping that Kia and Tyler actually manifest something from this. Tyler's doing a whole, I had to block her, to be honest.
It was insisting
I'm not gonna lie.
itself.
I had to block.
Zar.
And it wasn't because.
I'm so glad you brought it up because we never talked about this off camera and I have been seeing it too.
I had to block her.
And I don't follow her. So I don't know why I was seeing it. I was almost upset with
Thread. That's how I felt.
And
I always follow a black woman. If y'all want a good follow, just come to me. But I think that it just, the self-righteous insisting upon itself.
The victimization of it all, I
want you to be self-righteous.
I'm picking up the pieces
just
of my life, y'all.
Me.
Girl, just fucking spare me.
It's been 7 days.
Come on.
Because I chose myself in the pods.
Y'all have to spare me this bullshit.
Enough. If y'all not going to come to play ball, don't come. I want the baddest bitches on the floor.
But I will argue, and this might be a video for another day. We also talked about this with Vince from Ready to Love. I will argue that shit like this is the reason why they having a hard time finding dudes to sign up for these shows. Because then, and this goes back to when you meet.
They'll always be the problem.
They always be the problem, even when they're not. Even when all they doing is the process.
That was a good segue. Let's talk about somebody who is actually the problem.
Yeah.
Alex. Okay.
100% the issue.
Alex is frightening. I think that Ashley is getting tea for her fever. So I actually don't care that she's experiencing.
She deserves them.
She deserves them. This is the kind of guy she likes. You know what I mean? Like, let's be for real. You love this. The lies, the deceit. You don't know what's going on. I'm excited. Like, you're into it. You're not going to get me to believe otherwise. She sits down with Priyanka and Alex. Priyanka came here for one reason and one reason only.
To be a producer?
And y'all not going to get me to believe she's anything but a fucking producer.
Yeah.
Give the girl a credit.
Yeah.
Her name should be rolling. And she was in there like, you're a liar. You went down there. You told me you went to Austin. You didn't live in Austin. You were just in Austin to see somebody you knew. And I'm sitting there like, is she undressing this man in front of this woman like this?
And did. The problem with pathological liars is they can't keep up with the lies.
He's a pathological liar. We've all told a lie, but he only tells lies. See, there's a difference.
He only tells lies, and it's impossible. It is impossible, not hard. It is impossible to keep up with this mirage of lies. Go ahead.
No, you go.
So he was bound to get caught up with if he met anybody from his past or anybody who knew him even a month ago or a year ago, their stories would conflict because whatever lie he told them in April of 2025, he can't fucking remember today. He can't remember the lie.
I just saw on TikTok a woman that used to work with him. And she said, They are in tech sales. He was not very good at it, but she doesn't understand why he keeps saying he is in finance. She was like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? She said he did. It was a known thing that he was a traveler around the office or whatever the case may be. But he did used to get caught in little lies over time. So this is a part of his personality.
He strikes me as somebody who has multiple IDs with different names on them.
He strikes me as somebody who has multiple IDs in his brain and they have different names.
Yeah.
So y'all can do with that information what you will. He scares the shit out of me. Y'all ever see that movie Split by M. Night Shyamalan?
He's Split.
That's him.
Yeah.
He's genuinely like, Priyanka, you did not meet Alex.
I know. You met Rondo.
Yeah.
I told you. And
he was a soccer player.
He was a soccer player.
She said, but the coworker said, he's talking about soccer so much, nobody ever knew he played soccer.
Because he probably didn't, y'all.
Alex's level of lies makes me uncomfortable. Him sitting in front of Priyanka, when he said to Ashley, I'll let you know whenever I masturbate. I thought, this is how we getting out of lies in 2020.
And I thought, deservedly so. She deserves this. She deserved this. Go ahead and move to Florida so you can be more politically aligned and with your geographical environment.
Y'all is a menace to society.
Yeah, they both deserve it. They deserve each other.
So and then it comes out that so he was back and forth in Austin. He didn't want to tell Ashley that he had just came back to Cleveland from Austin because he didn't want to answer questions about that. Which now you have to answer more questions.
It didn't make any sense. And it didn't make sense that you lied about actually living in Austin because you told her that you just went to Austin for an event and that you saw your ex and unexpectedly saw her and then hooked up with her. When the truth was you moved to Austin and was living with her.
Yes. Yes. Like I'm like trying to make it make sense. But it was Priyanka who had a Duracell battery in her back. Duracell, in the same way y'all gave the Joan Ariana a Duracell ad, give Mother Jumping what you call a Duracell ad because Priyanka said but that's not what you said. You said boom, 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 and I was sad.
Yeah,
I was literally sad. I said, oh, okay, how he gonna spin himself out of this? And the problem, but this is the thing. We have seen an ugly man on here decide a ugly, no nothing, 5 foot nothing man decide he was going to disrespect a woman to her face. And now we're seeing a beautiful, handsome, 6 foot something man lie like a dead dog. Okay. And I want y'all to know, just get y'all man this for you. Stop being worried about this because they do this too. Imagine you that fine and you got to be out in the world lying. I will be the most honest motherfucker on the planet.
But this is what I mean about the nice guy situation, right? Because Alex is Alex, he's gonna leave this show even though his fuckboy.
Oh, he's getting pum pum. He might be on the next. He might be in a cabinet somewhere. A presidential cabinet.
Even though his fuckboyness was on full display on one of the biggest shows in the world, when they listed the top stream shows right now, one of the shitty ones on Netflix was like #1, which I highly disagree with. The one that you were saying mom was watching, I'm like, that show's not good. That was like #1. Lincoln Lawyer was like #1, and I disagree that it should be #1. But like #3 or 4 was Love Is Blind, right? So everybody can see that he ain't shit. I guarantee you, he's gonna have his pick. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. So when y'all tell me, well, it ain't no good man, y'all don't. This is what I'm talking about. He's gonna leave this show. We're gonna get to reunion. Him and Ashley is not gonna be together, and then he's gonna say, yeah, I'm dating out here, and it's gonna be 10 women that pop up on social media after the reunion and say, yeah, I was dating them after the show.
Literally, which we still didn't get to the bottom of whether or not him and Priyanka was dating.
Which I don't think they were, but you're right. We don't know.
We don't know, or were they sleeping with each other? Like we don't know. Let's talk about Amber and Jordan. Amber overhears Jordan saying that he's nervous about getting married because he hasn't met her daughter and he just wants to make sure that the daughter likes him. And Amber had a full on
Meltdown.
meltdown. She says to him, if you want to be out of it, just say that. And I was thinking, this is coming from left field.
I was thinking, every season we see people we like, and we're like, they're marriage material. And then they show us exactly why they are not married at this point.
And I would argue
was that point.
I would argue the reason why I feel that way about them is because in every marriage, there is somebody who is likable and somebody who is mid.
Mm-hmm.
And that likable person makes the mid person amazing. And that's Amber. Amber is the mid, okay? And that's a fact and not an opinion. She is mid, and he gives her
You know what, Zar? I'm really going in my head about this, what you just said.
And I'm absolutely correct.
And I can't find any way to disagree with that.
Think about everybody. Me and you. I'm the mid one.
I'm looking
People
at
love you. I'm mid. No.
I'm looking at even our wall of couples, and I'm like,
I'm serious. Yes. But in real life, right? So that's another reason why I think that they're a very good couple. 100%. You know what I mean? And I think that him even considering being nervous about meeting your child and what that may mean for her and whether or not she will like and approve of him says a lot about him.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I do think that seeing this was very telling as to why Amber was on here, because we like Amber, but she is a classic self-saboteur.
I do like Amber.
It was a classic self-saboteur situation to do what she did. She created an argument out of literally thin air. And then it lasted a whole day.
Nobody ate at this mixer, mind you.
I know.
Because we go home.
Everybody's going to eat.
First of all, I'm about to air y'all out. Bust down in the chat. Are y'all ordering McDonald's and from Uber Eats?
No, Alex has to because he's poor. And the statistics say that the people of his political statue are poor and uneducated. So if this tracks, that's what they say. He want to move to Florida and be with his people, and they say that they are poor and uneducated.
You're trying to tell me that y'all are ordering McDonald's from Uber Eats? I thought it was a fast food joint.
It is.
But you know what? God bless.
He had Uber bucks, though.
God bless. Jordan is home. He's eating a pizza. He's trying to get Amber to talk to him. You can tell that Jordan is very smitten with Amber.
Yeah.
Amber is doing her best. I think the self-sabotage thing, and she said this comes from being disappointed. There is a real space for that. I know I've experienced it, and I've done things that can self-sabotage. I've done things to self-sabotage as well. So that's why I really do feel for her, and I see exactly what she means. But I just am so proud of Jordan for being patient with her, because he said, you know what, I know that's how you feel, but I'm not going to allow you to mess this up.
Yeah, I do think that there always has to be an adult in the room for the relationship to work.
No, I don't like that line.
I think it's true.
An adult in the room? No, somebody has to be willing to fight. But the thing is, we're both adults, but somebody has to be like, listen, I don't always have it to fight. So I might need somebody who got more stamina than me.
But I think what we call adulting is doing things that may not feel good in the moment, doing things that you have to do, doing things, showing up, being responsible. And I think that's what I mean. I think Jordan was being the adult in the room, because and if I'm being honest, what Amber did felt childish to me. You know what I mean? And so when I say the adult in the room, I truly do mean that. I do feel like somebody has to be we're not always our best selves. You know what I mean? And in those moments, somebody does have to be the adult in the room to be like, listen, let's talk about this. She didn't even want to talk to him. She didn't even want to talk to him.
No, the problem is
as if he was really outside, just, you know what I mean? Being drunk and belligerent.
I think she wanted to talk to him.
He tried to. No.
Hear me out. What she has, she also said very clearly that she has fight or flight. You experienced this in your past, so then you could tell me better than I could tell anybody. Better than I could say. When you were experiencing that, what was your thought process behind it?
Maturing in relationship was me saying, you know what? My innate reaction is to be like, fuck this, I'm out. I don't want to talk about this. and that was immature.
Okay.
Period. Full stop. When I became more emotionally stable and evolved, I realized even though I don't really want to talk about this right now, I'm not going anywhere and I want my relationship to work. So I have to come to the table, tuck my tail between my grown ass legs and have a conversation because that my wife is due that respect. My partner is due that respect.
Oh, I'm
Is
a
it-
sure thing, Daddy.
But is it immature to do the opposite? Absolutely. It's
Okay.
immature.
Okay, I'll go with you
Because
then.
he was begging. The video that I saw was him begging, like, talk to me. He didn't even really know why
But,
she was, you know what I mean? That's immature.
Do I think it's immature? Yes. But do I also think I would like to call it growing pains. Sometimes you don't know where your safe space
But
is.
sometimes we got to call a spade a spade. Sometimes your growing pains are happening from a place of immaturity and a place of a lack of emotional intelligence.
Yes. I can go there with you. But I also want to be clear that because I like Amber. I would like Amber to get
I
a
like
Metro
Amber
PCS
too.
commercial.
I like Amber too. And just like I said, I think that we fall in love with some people on these shows,
Yeah.
and we're like, they're great. Why aren't they married? And then they show us.
No,
Everybody does it.
I
and
can
I think
see why
Amber is
Amber
showing
was-
us why she's not, because she is great. I think she's great.
I think she's great, and I think
this
Jordan
is
is
exactly
great.
why she's not married
But
at 45 years old.
But don't do her.
I mean, let's
don't
be
do
real.
my girlfriend. Amber, we friends. Don't let this man fuck him. Okay? But in real life, I do feel like the way Jordan handled it
Was emotionally mature. And that's all I'm saying.
very.
That's all I'm saying.
He literally gave her space, and also I think he understands the gravity of the situation. And the way he explained it, I thought was perfect. And everybody is talking about how she recoils when she sees him and everything. And I don't.
Are people talking about that?
People think that she's not into him or attracted to him.
I don't believe that.
I don't either. I think, but also women like Amber who already don't like men don't need a fine man like y'all do. See, y'all need a fine man because y'all are trying to fulfill some kind of insecurity that y'all got, right? But when you already know men is 3/5 of a woman, you already know I just got to get me a good motherfucking man. You know what I mean? And that man might not be who you think is good looking. But if you're good to me, it looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think even more so than that, I think Amber is being true to herself,
Yes.
right? Because I think there are a lot of Ambers in the world that haven't found their Jordan
Yeah.
because they're not being true to themselves and the fact that they find Jordan attractive and they like how Jordan treats them.
Yeah.
But because their girlfriends and the surrounding people and all of these other opinions think, oh, you're better than Jordan, you're cuter than Jordan, you're this, they won't date a Jordan. And then they date Alex.
Yeah.
And Alex is playing the shit out of them. And then they dump Alex and then they find another Alex. And then they find another Alex. And in truth, they really just like Jordan in the first place.
They like Jordan. Exactly. So I think that Amber would give those kind of vibes with any man. I think it's the fact that she has been traumatized
100%.
in a certain way.
100%.
I don't think it's Jordan though. I don't
think this got anything to do with Jordan.
I don't. But I love to see how he cares for her space and gives her room, but also lets her know like this is not okay. Like you can come to me. We could talk about things and I want to be able to come to you. Because I think the bigger thing here is that, and I felt this way in our relationship, not our marriage, but in our relationship, that I was unable to say how I felt about things because I was so afraid of you reacting in a way that did not hold space for me. Like it was always about you and your feelings. And if I said anything to come, whatever, then you would just get up and leave or something like that. And it's like, who wants to deal with that?
Listen, I think...
And that makes you a curmudgeon.
I think that no relationship starts out with both people being equally emotionally in the same place as far as emotional maturity.
And it may never be there.
No.
You might always be looking for it.
I do think that it gets there. In most successful relationships, I do think it gets there. I think it just takes work, right? You are going through life as complete individuals. So your experience is going to be different. Your traumas are going to be different. Your resolution to said traumas counseling, therapy, all of those things are going to be different. And then you get married, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody on day one of their marriage is equally yoked emotionally. I don't think anybody is. Someone's always going to be the adult in the room. Someone's always going to be a little bit more emotionally mature or a lot of it emotionally mature.
Yeah.
And then as you work and as you go to therapy and as you have conversation and as you have arguments and all of these things, you start to level out. You start to get to the point where boom, you guys are in the same place, right? So when I say that, it's not a dig on Amber. You know what I mean? What you're referencing is the fact that when we got married, we weren't emotionally in the same place. And I don't think anybody is. You're living completely separate lives. You're dating separate people.
Yeah.
In those relationships, you have to be separate people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't hold anybody to the standard of y'all ain't gonna make it because y'all are not emotionally in the same place.
Me
That's not what I'm
either.
saying. You know what I mean?
Because I think this is just growing pains.
And I think that's a part of it. I think everybody's going to have, someone's going to be at a deficit.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be at a deficit in just the same way financially. You know what I mean? No couple that's getting together is going to be just absolutely financially in the same place. Somebody's going to be at a deficit. When you become one, you become one. So I do think that that's what's happening here. I don't think it's nothing wrong with it. I'm just calling it out. I still like Amber. I just think she's not in an emotional place that Jordan is at all.
But I think this is also what we're seeing in the landscape of dating as well. Yeah. People are afraid. She's just viscerally afraid of being hurt. And to the point where she may just blow the shit up on her own.
And you could tell she has in the past.
You could tell she has, but you can also tell that it's important to Jordan, as it should be, to have a space to communicate his needs, what he needs, what he feels is important as well. And that's why I thought this was really important, because he made a point to be like, no, but like I feel a way if I'm unable to meet her before we get married. Like that's going to make me uncomfortable. And the way that she handled that, I thought was really, really, once she came to the table, was really, really good. But she made sure she put that lavender little number on. And so he knew what he was going to be missing, which I thought was cute too. I ain't gonna lie.
Cute. But somebody, going back to threads, shout out the threads. Somebody said, I don't think that people with children should be allowed to sign up for Love is Blind because it's such an accelerated process. And I kind of thought about it and I said, kind of agree with that.
I completely agree with that.
I kind of agree with that. I think it was a good point. I think that having children in the mix is such a wild card, because it's also not just about the child, but it's also about that child's other parent, the dynamic between the two parents that are obviously, if you're on this show, not together. And that's a whole nother wild card. And because this is such an accelerated process, that the child has no say in, and that the child is also now thrown into, I think it's kind of diabolical to throw a kid into something like that.
The thing is,
meet your stepfather that I met a week ago.
Yes, right. The thing is, there's something 1,000% to that. And I want women to have the ability to do whatever they want to do. And I know, and sometimes that's hard when you have children. You know what I mean? But as somebody who right now, my mom is going away. If y'all don't know, my mom lives with us. And she's like, it's like her and Nalazane all day. So we don't actually have to like worry about childcare, pay for childcare in the normal sense or whatever the case may be. And the idea, I started crying the other night because my mom is going away for a couple of weeks. And I'm like, what are we going to do? And Joe was like, well, maybe we could put her in daycare for a little bit. And I'm like, absolutely not. You know what I mean? So those things, like we're literally considering flying his mother out here in order to help or whatever the case may be. And those things are such major decisions, having people in your child's life.
Yeah. But now imagine,
I don't even want people to touch my baby.
Now imagine these people are complete strangers.
Right. So to your point, there's something to that. And high key, I almost feel like it should be an entire season of parents.
I think so, because
y'all see what I did there? Yeah, Love is Blind, call me.
Yeah, because that to me makes more sense. That's because somebody else said on Threads, there should be an app for
parents,
singles who are parents.
Because it might just be a play date where you meet.
It's a whole nother world. It's like farmersmeet.com.
Yes, Christian Mingle.
The Golden Bachelor and Christian Mingle.
Yes, Indian matchmaking.
It's a whole nother world that I will argue, I wouldn't say it shouldn't mingle, but more often than not, it makes more sense for it to mingle amongst themselves.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about Britney and how Devonte does not like her?
I don't think Devonte don't like
No,
Britney,
Devonte does not
I'm going
to tell you how. Britney is the one with the house, okay? Now, Britney told us her mortgage is $1,200, y'all.
She live in Ohio.
I about fainted.
But everybody did. And a lot of people on Thread said the same thing.
But I could never live in Ohio.
She lives in Ohio. Exactly. She's paying the price. No. She's paying $1,200 and then she's paying a price.
The price
she lives
is
in Columbus,
paid.
Ohio. Yeah, she's paying the price.
Right.
She lives in Ohio.
But
it should be $1,200.
But either way, my baby owns her own home, okay? She owns her own home. It's $1,200. This man said he can make anywhere between $12,000 a month or $40,000.
No, he said like 10 or 40 a month.
What do he do?
I don't know. Sell ass, maybe. I don't know.
That was good. But like in real life, I'm just like, so he wants a prenup, and she felt a way about that. And I'm here to tell you, as a woman who has had documents, get a motherfucking prenup.
But also, this don't have to be like a polarizing thing.
It's not a polarizing thing.
Let's just move on.
Protect yourself. But not only that, instead of her daddy being there telling them, we don't believe in divorce, you should have been telling her black ass, get you a mammy tat and piece of paper that say he's not, he coming here with whatever he coming here with, and he can go whatever with what he got. And that's it, and that's all. That's the conversation we need to be having with our girls. No, somebody should have told her ass that. Mm-hmm. She should have been the one asking for a mammy tat and prenup. Just like on the Minnesota season or Minnesota season, where the beautiful girl was like, you ain't got shit. You gonna have to sign some papers before you come up in here.
Nobody had a problem with it. Let's keep the same energy. I don't have a problem with it. I didn't have a problem with it then. I don't have a problem with it now.
I don't think, the truth is, it doesn't bother me that he said it. But can I say something controversial?
Yeah. I
almost feel like he said it to let her know that he don't like her.
No, man.
I do. Because as a person who has been going through this, it came to me so differently.
Yeah, but I just think that
it came to me so differently.
Him, were you waiting to have this conversation? And he said yes. And she said, did you plan to bring this up here? And he said yes. You know, I wasn't sure.
But you acting like you out here. You like what are we sitting in your mansion? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Was that his house they was in the jacuzzi?
Why everybody that was clearly somebody's Airbnb, but why everybody get these nice little luxe vacation and lounges, and then once again, Christine and Vic gotta go to their own little massage parlor.
We're not talking about LA. We're not talking about New York.
We talking about a place where
Chicago.
The average mortgage might be $1,200.
And you're trying to tell me, please, enough. My thing is, she could do better. And when she said, this is what made me sad. When she said, I know you're not the guy who's going to gush over me, I thought, baby, you got to go.
But let me ask you this, because I heard that, and that's another controversial theme that is living on social media and threads and stuff like that. We know multiple couples who maybe one spouse could actually say that about the other.
Okay.
They don't really speak that much. They don't really gush. They not really that's not their personality, right? Think about those couples that we know. Even look at the wall, right? We got a wall that have some of our friends on there from our wedding. We did a thing at our wedding.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we did a thing at our wedding where we were honoring other married couples, and we had a bunch of pictures of their marriage, of their wedding on tables and stuff. So we did that. We obviously,
and all of them are still together, BT Dubs.
Yeah, and we didn't throw the pictures out. We just brought them home, and now they're decorated. So think about those couples. You can look at them. Some of those couples, I can almost guarantee some of those spouses will say the same thing about their spouse. Would you tell them not to date each other? Or be married?
If they came to me and describe. So what I see as you not receiving that and what you say is an issue that you're not receiving it are two different things. I can see that you're not receiving that and I can be like, ooh, that don't work for me. But if you don't come and say that to me, then no, I would not give you that information. I would not say you shouldn't date that person. I'm saying this to her because she has made it a point to say to us that it bothers her that he is not affectionate.
No.
That he does not say.
But caveat, in this moment, she's actually saying, I'm not bothered by it.
She's
because
contorting herself into a pretzel.
But what she's saying in this moment is, I'm not as bothered by it because I know it's not your personality.
Today.
So she's right. You're right. But just context, full context. This conversation is her saying, I'm okay with that because I know it's not your personality.
But when those couples, and we had a conversation with one of our real good friends, real good friends in LA right before we was at your birthday dinner. We went to go get pizza. And right before the whole city shut down and shit, we out, mind you, it was like the day that it was shutting down because it was like nobody in the restaurants and shit. Yeah. But we in the restaurant, we chatting it up. And our friend says, it's hard because he out in the world and people be hitting on him and stuff like that. And I had to tell him, do you know what it's like to be a woman? You can't go nowhere and somebody ain't trying to hit you over the head with some penis. You know what I mean? So like the idea that you're the only one who is desired and that you don't have to share that desire and love with your wife is asinine.
No. I agree. No.
But I'm saying that to say that is something that I've shared with a couple. And I would say that here, women need to be desired in the same way that
everybody
a man does.
Needs to be desired. Yes. Everybody needs to feel desired by their spouse.
Yes.
What I'm speaking to is specifically when one spouse is saying, I know that my spouse doesn't show desire in a prototypical way, and that's okay with me.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this, because you get to the poom poom only one way. Okay? So how do you get warm, ready, raring to go without somebody showing you the necessary desire?
No, some that's a question for
them.
That's a question for a spouse who is with somebody who does not do that. And we know that.
And the thing is, she's withheld. She's been celibate. So that says to me that she's looking for somebody
and she put it on
who is her and into her and only into her. And I think that she wants that to be manifested in a certain type of way. And he's not doing that.
He's not. But the problem is she's saying, I'm accepting of that.
She's saying that because the self-esteem is in the fucking basement.
It's definitely in the basement.
Because her daddy is too busy telling these niggas that, we don't believe in divorce, and not telling her enough, you are perfect. I tell y'all all the time, my daddy told me something straight up. He told me, you the coldest. And I might not even be, right? This is some shit. When Vince said, I know I'm not that cute. That was me. I'm like, bro, I already know it. Like, y'all ain't got to, but I'm the coldest. My daddy said, make sure you use these powers for good and not evil. The problem is you never had nobody told you was cold. You know what I mean? And if you had somebody let you know that you are stunning, you are beautiful, you are this, you are that, you would never be around a man like that.
I think that it gets tricky when it is not somebody's personality to be doting or commit. To me, then
you don't deserve no pussy. Period. No. Full stop. Full stop.
Hold on, but
full stop.
What I'm saying is that the same way we talked about, certain guy like Kevin not being a monolith, right? It's the same way that all guys aren't a monolith, right? So for me, you got to teach each other how to love each other, and that's relationship 101 basic. And you learn that through trial and error, through conversation. I'm a very affectionate person. I had to talk to you about I like affection. You know what I mean? I need you to.
And then I'm semi-affectionate.
Yes. But that's something that I need or whatever. So I'm saying that these are things that can be worked on if you care about your spouse, right? So if she goes to him and she says, I need to feel desired because if you don't do X, Y, and Z, I can't be here.
Which she already did.
Hold on. I can't be here. That's one thing. The problem is, like you said, the self-esteem is in the basement. So in this conversation, she's not telling him, if you do not dote on me. And if you do not do this, that, and the third, I can't be here. She's saying, I know that's not what you do, and I'm cool with it. So the onus is also left at her feet because she's not even advocating for herself in that way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what I'm about to create. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I need to create a call list, and it's going to be Ryan Leslie did this and amassed all this money from getting all these people's information. And this is what the hell I'm going to do to y'all. What I need to do is create a number that people can dial in and I can get people together based on their situation. Number one, do you want to curse it out and you just press 1? Do you need to be told not to call in? Press 2. Do you need a pep talk about how you a bad bitch? Press 3. And then I'll have a prompt that I say to get the women worked up. Because when I tell you, she already said to this grown ass man several times what she liked and then proceeded. The self-esteem being low is what contorted her into a pretzel to 100%. Say, oh, I don't need that. But in truth, if you saw me.
But there's a conflict in the messaging, and that's the issue. We got to be consistent.
What you mean it's a conflict in the messaging?
She's conflicted in what she's saying.
She's conflicted in
we believe that she's conflicted in what she's saying.
No, she is. She is conflicted in what she's saying. The girl wants somebody to love on her and dote on her.
Badly.
You couldn't be a beautiful woman like that and not want to be seen.
Well, also, there's something that's going on there in her past that is causing her to even need, because we also talked about in another episode how she also needs like a little bit of overcorrection. Like she's very like, she needs it.
She's
bad.
Anxious.
She needs it.
She needs it bad, but also imagine being a bad bitch in the world. You never lived in the body of a woman. You've only been a man. It is almost like you have to beat niggas off of you. It can be very hard.
But I don't know that that's her story because she needs it real bad. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if she had it, she's on this show. So it obviously didn't work for her.
I don't want this for her. She got to leave this motherfucker alone. You could never be an ugly ass motherfucker thinking that you going to sit up there and humble me in any way. You know what it is, y'all? It's when I drink. I figured it out. I'm sorry about the cursing. It's when I drank. Because it's no way you could be out here. Are you kidding me, Ninja Turtle looking ass bull?
But also happening on Threads. People keep posting side by sides of him and a Ninja Turtle.
Is that for real?
I thought you knew that. That's why I thought
I did not know that. So I literally just said that. If I had my
phone, I would show it to you right now. I don't have my phone.
Joe, I literally just said that because I think first of all, I'm obsessed with the Ninja Turtles. That's number one.
I am a Ninja Turtle.
And Joe is a Ninja Turtle.
I'm a Ninja Turtle. But I thought you saw it. I would show it to you right now.
But Joe is the sexy one.
I don't know that there is one.
Well, they just all eat pizza. Grow up. Now bust down. I'm a woman of a certain age. Y'all didn't grow up watching cartoons and being attracted to some like.
Oh, Lola Bunny?
That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you, Lola walking here right now.
That's what I'm saying.
No. It was some cute.
That's cartoons. What I'm saying. Some cute cartoons. That's all I'm getting at. But yeah, I was into the Ninja Turtles or whatever. But what I'm trying to get at, not that one. Okay, he's a mess. I feel like even the idea that she would have to. He's immovable, and that's what I don't like. If you're going to be with somebody, you need
compromise,
and they have to be flexible. And y'all see flexible as being Play-Doh, Bri, but no, you need somebody who's going to just work with you because a relationship is ebb and flow. Yeah. So you need to know you're rubber, right? We're rubber. We can just move. Whenever we need to move, we could do it, right? We're not glass or we're not like wood. And if we move too much, it'll shatter. We don't want that. You know what I mean? We need to know that if we're going through something, if I need a little bit of extra, I can get that from you. Yeah. And I feel like the idea, when I tell y'all, Joe and I had the same exact conversation, like, I need to know that I'm liked. It's really hard to be out in the world and other people say that they're attracted to you and then you go home and the person does not say that. That shit, it messes with you. You know what I mean? And when I tell you, in the same way he needed to be touched, because I could be like, no, don't touch me. Or like recoil. He needed that from me and I had to show up too. And the idea that she could say that and then just has to be okay. I'm going to hit you with another one. You want to go out with your friends. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
We had a friend. My girlfriend wanted to explore, do all the wonderful things. He said she could do that on her own. She could take a friend with her. And then you will be on your own as
The
well.
problem is when you do stuff like that, it takes two to create an environment of that. So he was okay with telling her, you should do that. Peace out. You should do that with your homie. And she was okay with doing it. Right? Same way
But
they
she wasn't okay.
hold on. This is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing where she was verbalizing, oh, it's fine, even though it's
She
not,
telling me that
even though it's
bullshit.
not really fine. And it's the same thing that Britney's doing. Britney is like, I know that that's just not your personality, so I'm fine with that. Even though we all know deep down you're not really fine with it. But if you're verbalizing this, you're helping to create an environment where this bullshit persists.
Because you know what he's not going to do? Tell your daughter that she's beautiful. You want to know a man is so in touch with who he is. He sees you get stunned by the way that you look so much so he got to say it out his mouth. He can't help it. So then when he see his daughter, he like, oh my God, I'm so in love. You're so beautiful. You're so smart. You're so funny. You're a princess. There is a difference between the women who daddy told them they the baddest that ever lived and the women who haven't. And I can tell. I can tell. I be talking to a lot of y'all and I be like, well, your daddy didn't. He ain't say it to you. And that's not a you issue. That's a them issue. You know what I mean? All I'm trying to say is, baby girl need to run. Who didn't we talk about? Vic and Christine? They don't talk about them, so why the hell am I talking about them?
They don't care about Vic and Christine. Vic and Christine is still,
picking flowers for their wedding.
And they picking their own flowers. They living in their own house. They filming everything themselves. And they are, like that comment on Threads, they are paying the price for not being controversial and not being terrible people. And it's unfortunate because that's something that we got to change. We tell y'all all the time, we don't watch this for the diabolical drama of it. We don't watch this to watch people get screwed over and cheated on and all this other stuff. Like if we wanted to watch that, we would just stick to, love and hip hop and baddies east is baddies versus baddies west and shit like that. But that's why, we watch this show because we want to see couples, grow together and we want to see the Vic and Christines of the world. And the fact that they're not showing us them because they are not drama filled and diabolical is really fucked up. We got to fix that.
Connor and Bri have a conversation, and I know we kind of touched on this, but I really want to go back to it because Bri is terrible because in her decision to leave Connor, she made Connor the issue.
100%, but then she also did the same word salad bullshit that Alex does. That Alex does when she stood in front of him and bloviated for 10 minutes about how great of a spouse he was, how great of a person, how much he showed up in their relationship, how great he treated her, and how she doesn't know if that is a positive thing or a negative thing. She don't know if he's supposed to be her greatest love or her greatest lesson.
Are you kidding me? I don't know if you're supposed to teach me how to be loved. Bitch, it's been 3 weeks. Fuck you.
But this is what I mean when I say that nice guys finish last, and watching these dating shows and talking to these singles is confirming that.
There's
so many Bris out here who meet guys who they feel from the horse's mouth, they feel it's perfect for them. And they reject them. And sometimes they reject them without even a reason why. They can't even tell you. You ask them, why you break up with Connor? And they be like, I don't know. He was too nice. Or I don't know. But they just say, I don't know.
I had a conversation with somebody a while back and we were talking about what they wanted in a spouse. And they said, I want somebody ambitious. And I said, well, what does that mean? And they were like, well, what's the the response was, what's the definition of ambition? And I said, they can be ambitious about themselves and that has nothing to do with you. And that is this idea that this man who owns his own home in the United States of America, where people are literally homeless, he's in Ohio. He did enough to set himself up financially where he can do the certain things that he wants to do. He doesn't want enough out of life. He wanted a home and he went and got it. So that says to me that he is somebody who understands that if there's things that I want, I have to work for them, I have to figure it out, and I'm going to get it, right? The idea that you don't see that in him or he have to be more performative or do more because maybe you're showing me how to love myself.
But Zar,
girl, get the fuck on. You
But Zar, the truth of the matter is, and this might be a video for another day. The reason why I feel like I feel about nice guys finishing last, and I feel like they have confirmed it, is because what I see, the consistent thing that I see is that the bar moves, right? So the bar for Alex is different from the bar for Jordan, right?
Because Jordan owns
Alex
his own
doesn't have
home.
to be gainfully employed. We don't know. He lies about his job.
He's
He
a
lies about where he
homeless
lives.
man.
He's literally.
I would argue he's still living in the house. He's squatting in the house with his ex.
He could be
in Austin.
He could be. He's literally a nomad, and he describes himself as a nomad. You know what I mean? Which is a fancy way to say a homeless person, unhoused.
Unhoused.
It's a fancy way to say that, right? But Alex, because he's good looking and he's 6 foot whatever, he is not. He doesn't have to play by the same rules that Jordan does. In your world, and then this is the world that y'all are creating. We talking about, because I always say these men will only go as far as you let them go, right? So in this world that you single ladies have created, the Alexes of the world are playing by different rules. He don't have to be shit. He don't have to be honest. He don't have to be gainfully employed. He only has to be 6 foot and beautiful. And so now we see them running amok.
He lying to everybody.
He lying to everybody.
Imagine having everything in your favor and you still lie. That is so odd to me. That is so odd to me.
The bar is moving.
Bri is the worst kind of bitch. And honestly, I love a villain, but it's hard to watch on these kind of things because I'm also getting tired of this. I watch Love on the Spectrum incessantly because it's easy to watch. These people actually want something. They're honest. Bri is mean. Okay? She's despicable because in the moment where she said, I could have said, I'm not ready, full stop, she wanted to undress a grown ass man. And that's where they get the red pill. That's where the Andrew Tates, Chris come and peek their head in.
Yeah.
That's how we turn these men into that. And I'm not saying you got to be nice to men. Y'all know how I feel about men.
No, but
I'm saying that you got to hold space for human beings. No,
you are saying be nice. You're saying keep them nice. Connor is nice.
I'm saying I am saying keep them nice.
You're creating a monster. You're creating a monster.
But you're a monster. So the problem is that you don't know how to be around people who ain't disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even order my food for me.
Like what?
You don't think if you would have told him, babe, if you want me to have, not even if you want me to have something, he's being, what a lot of women don't understand is that you're with somebody who's being considerate of you by allowing you to order, right? You may want whatever the fuck you want. I don't know. The other part of this is that there is a population of women. I'm a woman who don't like to make a lot of decisions, but that's because I'm a boss ass bitch. I make a lot of decisions about everything else.
But the bar doesn't move for you. And the problem is we've seen them move the bar depending on who they're talking about, right? Because we also watched in the same scenario on Married at First Sight, we watched a guy literally try to create a effortless night out for his fiance. He picked the dress, he picked the food, he picked everything, and the girl had an issue with the whole thing.
UK,
it was Married at First Sight UK. Thank you. And she had an issue with the whole thing. I just feel like you're misogynistic because I can pick my own dress. I can order my own food. But if she liked him, if she was into him like Alex is like Ashley is into Alex, it wouldn't have mattered. He could have picked anything. The problem is y'all not
shut up and ate it.
1,000%.
Oh, is it pork? I don't even eat meat. I'm gonna fuck this bacon up tonight. Yeah. So they go see their wedding dresses, and I'm gonna say this to Britney: get rid of the wedding dress, you'll get a man. The problem is that you bought a wedding dress without knowing the man because what you want is the wedding. You don't want the marriage.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Get rid of the wedding dress. It's an omen.
And I think part of the reason why you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole is because you already saw the end goal, and now you have a piece of a man and somebody there that you think you can almost see
a pinky toe of a man.
Almost see how to fit him into this hole, and you're gonna force it.
You gonna file it with a nail file.
Yeah, you're gonna shave it down
to get him in there. Yeah. Baby, don't do it. You don't even have to do that. It burns me up. Y'all will do all these things. Do Pilates, put your hair extensions in, put your eyelashes on to be the gum on the bottom of a shoe. Stand up.
Comport yourself.
Comport yourself. We ain't even talk about Emma and the man. I'm gonna be honest,
It
y'all.
ain't much to talk about, we being honest. Emma got a lot of therapy.
Emma gonna marry this man, and it's gonna be the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Yeah, she got a lot of therapy. We said this last week. She got a lot of work that she need to do.
I almost believe she didn't want. I almost believe she said she didn't want children. But I told y'all Emma's a narcissist.
Yeah,
I said this.
And Emma's only here because she was forced on us by production.
And she wants to be seen. And I only believe she said she didn't want to have children. I don't even believe she believed it in her heart.
I don't either.
I don't believe she believed anything she said.
Yeah.
That's my truth. Because if you marry a man who you know want kids, you're just here for the antics. You're an agent of chaos.
Yeah. And I just don't. I think that Emma was forced on us, and I really don't see it for them. I hope for Mike's sake that they ended up moving on and going their separate ways. But she was going to be on television. So I'm not as optimistic about that.
Period. The truth is, y'all, sometimes my blood pressure been real high. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. We had a moment, my blood pressure was through the roof. I could not even get this, like through the roof, like 170 over 98. Like Joe was like, we're about to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, like, I'm going to be good, whatever the case may be. And Joe, I think it was the Crown Royal.
No, that's not.
Y'all, I don't drink brown liquor at all. And high key.
Until you do.
Black people and hypertension is real. And the blacks love Crown Royal, okay? And I think it was kind of like what was it? Don't clone Tyrone?
No, Zar.
It was giving that. It was giving they trying to offer girl. They was trying to get me out of here, y'all. Crown, you either need to send me a check with some bottles.
No. Well, I'm
gonna be running down on y'all every chance I get. Thank y'all so much for joining us again. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know we kind of like but we wanted to give you something quick, sexy, and rare and ready to go. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. I'm with my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner. Always make sure you bust down, like, subscribe, comment. We are on our road to 10K. We got to get there by June. Why? Because I said so. Our anniversary is July 3rd. And bitch, if we ain't got 10K by July 3rd, I'm going to be ready to test it.
Yeah, straight up. We need 250 by tomorrow.
I need 250 by tomorrow. If you have not heard it today, baby, you are loved. You are needed on this earth. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner, and we are signing off.